What's up, everybody? Hey, my name Key. I'm gonna show you how to find how I didn't trade Friday, and my friend was asking me some questions, so I'm gonna make a little video for him, really, and then also to help anyone else who's watching this. How I find daily bias, and also what my system is in entering trades. So, first thing I do is for daily bias when I first come on the chart, I want to look at the hourly and look at what the previous sessions did, and I have this beautiful thing marked out where you can see, okay, so we've been on some pretty great accumulation, alright? So let's try to zoom into the 5 and see if we can really see anything. Okay, so previous Asian session we have manipulation and then kind of some accumulation distribution. Okay, so if I was coming into New York market, what would I, if this is, okay, 8 a.m., so 9:30 New York, this is New York pre-market, this is actual index open. So what would I be looking for? Okay, let me tell you. Oh, and then also, the way I kind of look at the previous sessions is like this. So we see an Asian session manipulation down, okay, sweeping previous New York liquidity, okay. London session kind of just accumulates, and then I'm expecting New York, we're either going to have continuation to the downside, or we're gonna either have a manipulation leg since we've just been building previous London session. Okay. All right. Now, how do I find trades? Hourly structure. Okay. First, we're gonna come into the 1 hour and the 4 hour, and you want to see. Zoom in. Let's find our New York. So, what I'd be marking out on the 4 hour. Where are our low resistance areas of liquidity? Okay. If we opened. So let's say we were just right here, okay? This, Asian highs, would be a good area of liquidity, considering we'll kind of have equal highs right there. Then I'd also mark out the previous New York highs. As well, previous Asian session lows, if we look right here, we have pretty equal London Asian session lows, okay? So bam, that's what I'm marking out, okay? Then, 1 hour. See if we can see anything. Okay, those are pretty all the high time frame draws in liquidity. If we have London session right here, and then we open right here. Let's say we open on New York right here. Right there, that's right where we open. New York. What would I be looking for? Okay. So the first thing I'd be looking for is some type of high time frame liquidity sweep, which we see right here. This London low gets taken out almost immediately into New York session, almost immediately into the previous New York session, and we instantly almost see manipulation up to these highs. Okay, on the 1 hour, high time frame liquidity, higher time frames hold higher powers. Remember this; it's very important. So first, if we were opening right here after sweeping this liquidity, okay, I'm gonna say we're pretty bullish. I mean, what happened is I'd like to see us make a move and sweep this liquidity or sweep this liquidity, which we did, and then I'd be looking for a move to the upside. I'd say that we were bullish because we had previous London session accumulation with all-time highs. I'm bullish. That's my bias. That's how I would look at this. Then zoom into the 15-minute. What do we see? Okay. We open right here, instantly come down and take out high time frame liquidity. Okay. Then what do we see? We break structure to the upside right here. Right here is real confirmation. Two previous past lows get fucking ran through, which this is a manipulation leg. So how would I try to catch this whole move? Here's exactly what I would do. So normally I don't like to trade till macro, but with this liquidity getting swept and the break of structure, it did happen at 9:45. Okay, so here's how I would enter. We have a 5-minute fair value gap right here that gets rejected off first. Okay, you could enter off the rejection and the buying pressure out of that, or if you wanted a better entry or something like that, you could wait until it comes back and respects and then starts moving higher, which this move does not come all the way up here. and sweep liquidity. So it is, the way I would have marked this out, I would honestly be guessing that it wouldn't come all the way up here. We have these huge BPR right here, if we can see. So, yeah, right here. The top, I would target the very top fair value gap in this right here. And this, can we snap, please? Bam, bam. And even though this is little, it would still work. Okay. And then also, we could also target, which is pretty above, which is right about these highs that formed. And it kind of also got respected, and then we start moving downwards. So, bam. You'd want to target the untapped fair value gap. I would target EQ of this untapped 5-minute fair value gap right here. And if we come, there's probably a bigger one. Yeah, look at this. So if we come on the 15-minute, you can see untapped bearish fair value gap right here. This is how I would have done this trade. We don't even really need to do that. So first take profit would have been right there. Second take profit would have been right there. And then my third take profit, I'm going to be honest, my third take profit would have been right there. I'm not going to lie. That's exactly what I would have done. Okay? So, how would I have entered? Exactly like this. We see high time frame liquidity sweep. Come to the hourly. We've already done that. I'm not going to go back. Sweep high time frame liquidity. Break of structure to the upside. Rejects off fair value gap. I would have entered right there. Right there. Stop loss to right here. Previous lows. Now it isn't the greatest RR. Yo, can you actually fuck yourself, dude? Okay. It is still a 1 to 1.6 RR, which honestly, I'd be entering on the 1 minute, so my entry probably would have looked more like this. Let's not do that. Okay. So, where's the 5 minute? I think it's right on the 5 minute break of structure, actually. I would have waited for the 5 minute break of structure, which you've seen, and then reject off fair value gap, buy pressure out of it. I would have entered on this candlestick right here as soon as we reject off this fair value gap and start moving towards the upside. This isn't the greatest trade. I'm not going to lie. I probably wouldn't take this trade just because normally I try to wait for a fair value gap EQ entry, which we see right here. We come back down, respect fair value gap, start moving to the upside. Then I probably would have entered and then let it run. And then it is a pretty long trade. Look at that. So it's probably something I wouldn't have really taken for real. But this is my thought process going through trades, guys. Which, as you can see, it pretty much fucking happened. So if I enter, oh my god. Which, okay, let's move that over here. I'd put my stop above, under the fair value gap. That's what I would do, just to get a good RR, and that's a 1 to 4, and you're pretty protected there. Okay, and then if we see, this is exactly what I do. Okay, first TP gets hit. Hold on, let's make this bigger. Bam. So yeah, I like looking at it like that. Hey, and dude, why does it not? It doesn't go to the wick. Oh well. Whatever, guys. So, first take profit, and honestly, probably, if I entered here, I probably would have had to take profit around there. But we'll just keep it right there. Pretty. We see this big accumulation right here. Just a bunch of liquidity being ready to take out. And after sweeping that high time frame liquidity, you know we're going to go and sweep that liquidity. Okay. So, enter off the fair value gap, getting rejected off of and buying pressure out of it. And then once we hit take profit 1, I'm pulling half my position off and moving my stops to break even. And then anything else that happens, and as you can see, we would have been stopped. Well, oh no, we wouldn't have been stopped out. Stops down here. I'm stupid. Comes down and then hits our second take profit, and then I would have taken off an additional half and then just left a runner and then moved that up to the take profit 2, which we would have got stopped out, but we still hit our 2 take profits for the day. So let's find another example. Actually, let's do this Asian session short right here. How can we identify this right here? Okay, well, this is just straight manipulation because We don't even sweep highs. Look at that. We have this high right here. Let's get this shit out of here, please. Okay. I mean, we have this that gets swept, and then we move to the downside, but normally I look for more like a strong, like I would want to see these equal highs to get tapped. I would have definitely thought that we were going to move up still, keep moving still. But with all-time highs, we're just doing this really weird ranging shit, whatever. Anyways, this isn't a trade I would be taking just because, well, we see this get swept, but like, this gets swept, this doesn't get swept. These are the Asian session highs. I would want to see that getting swept, preferably, but you still could have bagged here. I'm not gonna lie. So, okay, what do we see? Here you could have entered targeting right here. You could have targeted. I'd target these kind of equal lows right there. I'd target, and all this is kind of low hanging fruit, and then I'd leave that right there, and then I'd also target these, which get smashed. So, let me take all this shit off real quick. Bam. Well, honestly, no. Let's be realistic here. I would probably put my first TP right there, second TP right there, third TP right there. These pretty equal fucking lows right there. Okay, which ends up getting smashed. Okay, so let's see. We see liquidity getting swept. This gets taken out. We don't take out this, but we get pretty fucking close, and then we start a break of structure move to the downside. Okay, let's come to the 5 minute. On the 1 minute, there's hopefully there's a fair value gap getting filled, because I don't like entering just off break of structure liquidity sweep. But it is, you can do that. This definitely. So bam, we see break of structure. I'd wait for a 5 minute break of structure right here. Break structure to the downside, and then also, oh yeah, perfect. And then look at this. This is actually amazing, guys, because we have a 5 minute fair value gap get absolutely ran through with the break of structure. Here's exactly how I would have played that. Inverse fair value gap is when it gets ran through just like this. There's no, so here, let's see a fair value gap getting respected real fast just to show you guys. Let's go on the hourly real fast. Yeah, so right here. We wick down and then move back up, and this is the hourly, so you get it. Wick down, move back up, respecting bearish or bullish fair value gap. Okay, now let's go back. Where the fuck were we? Right here. Okay. Now here's how I would have played this. This is a pretty long trade, I'm not gonna lie. I probably wouldn't have been trading that. That's low-key, this is low-key like a, oh no, it's actually, it's only about a 30-minute move. Crazy. Okay. So, 5 minute high time frame liquidity sweep. Bam. And we also have high time frame liquidity to the downside. Low resistance, high time frame liquidity to the downside that's been, this right here, accumulation, bam. Wanting to be taken out so bad. This, wanting to be taken out so bad. This accumulation right here, almost equal lows, barely. With a grain of salt. So, this is exactly how I would enter this. Especially seeing this 5 minute fair value gap getting fucking ran through, okay? Short position, right there at the break of structure, targeting all the way down here. Stop. I probably would have put my stop right here, but if we came back up and wanted to change directions, yeah. Make sure you guys don't have it too tight of a stop loss. If you guys have it too tight of a stop loss, I just decently know what I'm doing, so most of the time when I enter a trade, it doesn't really even hit my stop loss at all. Because I trade with the smart money. You got to trade with the smart money, not against the smart money. Okay. Bam, and exactly like I said, first take profit gets smashed. Bam, okay. Now let's look on the 1 minute. Oh, if I can even go back to it on the 1 minute. Yeah, so this would have been a nutty ass trade. If we can see, it literally just goes straight down. Inverse fair value gap, high time frame liquidity sweep, breaking structure to the downside. Target low hanging fruit. I mean, it's in the pudding, guys. I mean, is this not a banging ass trade or what? But yeah, I didn't trade Friday. I'm gonna get out of here. I got a bunch of more shit to do. I love you guys. Leo, I love you, brother. If you have questions, just let me know. If anyone has questions in the comments, just let me know. Also, really fast for a daily biased, just you can really form trades off candle structure too, especially in the higher time frames. So look, if we can see, the Friday day candle has came down and swept out the last two previous days of liquidity. So And if we look, I'd say on Monday, we're probably going to sweep these, either sweep that, and then move to the upside. That's what I like to see. If you can see, it's been kind of a scalp market where it's literally just made big moves up, big moves down, big moves up, big move down, big move up, big move down, and not like super huge moves, but pretty decent, big enough moves to where you can catch a trade. But yeah, guys, I'm off here. I love you guys. You guys have a great rest of your day. Yeah, I gotta get used to looking at the camera and shit. If there's anything else you guys want to know, just let me know. And then also, I also have this indicator right here, which tells you the previous session lows and session highs, which is pretty nice because then you don't gotta mark it out. Pretty fucking cool. I love it. But yeah, love you guys. No trade Friday. I'll be trading Monday though, and for the rest of my life. So probably not the rest of my life, but for a long time. Love you guys. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow.